it's an invitation and also a challenge to continue the ancestral, the many people who have come before you, many generations have come before you, to continue this challenge in shaping our world for the better.
The people is the ones that use the products.
We're gonna raise the heat. We're gonna make sure we're gonna make phone calls.
Social media, like, it gives people who don't have a voice, like, a platform.
In today's age, it's probably easier than ever, I would say, because we live in the age of information, to make change.
The bread is in the fridge, you take out a slice, you get the toaster.
And then after you press the button again, it comes out. And
well, you will need like rubber, metal to make the tires and the frame of the car.
The focus should be more on creating sustainability.
First of all, I want to say New York in the house.
They relate even though we don't have that same experience.
And then this like $50 billion that's foreign aid is less than 1% of the American budget.
The United States wants to like uphold and maintain a certain reputation.
Other like third-party organizations that are based in the US that do really good work.
How could I sort of connect and maybe like volunteer or work with?
How you yourself got into one.
Hello, global scholars.
Finding yourself in 5 years or in 10 years, at some point you will have to make the move.
Teaching these girls, even at a young age,
What's perhaps the most rewarding part of your job?
Art, compromises, safe.
Other ways to do that type of stuff.
Using bad label practices, which is like effective for like the overall population to pay attention.
Peace Corps, State Departments, Department of Labor, Domestic Department of Education, everybody working together across U.S. government.
You are really motivated, you will find your way.
Do you feel as though your entire group, all the voices within your group were included?
It spreads outside of America as well. It's not like just people coming to America.
Is there a balance? Is there a balance where you're supporting another community?
You can have the best idea in the world, and if you don't have anybody supporting it or a mass of people asking for it, often it's going to die where it started.
Actually making sure that people support each other and fight for each other's struggles.
A lot of minority schools are usually underfunded and have to reuse the same textbooks and don't have the same equipment that other schools have.
Every local context is different, of course, right? We all live different experiences depending on what part of the world we're in.
That's how integral stories are to the human experience and condition.
When someone had an idea, we formed the idea together.
I won't share. I won't.
If Beyonce writes a letter to Congress, Congress doesn't have to listen to her. Social justice and global citizenship.
It can take years of communication around that issue.
Whenever she got an opportunity, it matched what she had already planned out for her careers.
The project that I'm working on is wealth inequality.
I think that's really all I want to get out of conversations like these, just advice and encouragement to continue making changes in the world.
For this conversation, I would like to learn more about your job and what do you do on a daily basis.
I also want to learn that from this conversation.
How to get my message across.
That in itself is a systemic problem.
The 5 veto powers is legal.
Who is given the money, who is fairly compensated, all of that depended on race and privilege.
Knowing more and knowing that I can do something about issues and
it allowed me to be more aware about the global issues that's happening in this world.
Because over the decades, they've seen how international relations is so unbalanced.
But is this just a person's perspective, or is this a piece of journalism that is supposed to be in search of a perfect truth?
You are enough, and you have dreams that are very much so possible.
Reaching out into them to let them take action on a particular thing.
We don't have to travel, as we can see right now, to find people from different parts of the world.
Do it. Run for office. It's crazy. It's a full-time job. It's hard, but it's doable.
Wondering what the similarities are between that and like being an actual politician.
What advice would you give to someone that wants to be active in their community?
Sometimes because of the power dynamics, you don't feel comfortable saying something.
The purpose of the Action Lab is to cultivate a sense of the importance of collaboration. And
my project is about, our group presentation is about systemic racism.
We see a lot of violence already in our world today. And
well, our presentation is going to be on immigration.
While one student may be learning, another one is just giving material that isn't to their level and they're not actually being challenged.